Hey y'all, it's Nikira. So today I'm going to be doing my foundation routine. This is an updated version. The first one I did was more of a voiceover or I don't know, I just kind of put annotations in the video, and I actually didn't talk you guys through my foundation. It was almost a year ago when I did that video, and my foundation has changed a lot, so I thought I would go ahead and do an updated one. This is my foundation I do when I'm going out or when I just want to look, you know, beat. So if you want to see how I got my foundation looking like this, then stay tuned. So normally when I start my foundation, my makeup is exactly how it is here. My brows are done and my eye makeup is all finished. Sometimes I'll go back in and put eyeliner or smudge out my lash line after my foundation. It just depends on how I'm feeling, but most of the time this is how I start my foundation, just because I like to minimize the cleanup under my eyes with like smoky eyes and like any fallout or anything like that. And plus, foundation is my favorite part of doing my makeup, so I like to save the best for last. Then I go ahead and prime my face. I'm going to be using the Smashbox Photo Finish Pore Minimizing Primer. I love this because I have pores in this area, and then I have smile lines that keep getting worse and worse. Seems like every day. This primer just makes sure that those smile lines and those pores are minimized as much as possible. So I really like this primer for that. And next I use another primer on the perimeter of my face, or on the rest of my face. This is the MAC Prep and Prime Skin Base. Alright, so the foundations I'm going to be using are the MAC Studio Fix foundations. I use two different colors. This is NC45 and NC50. So I mix my foundations because this is my favorite foundation, and MAC does not make an in-between color. It's either NC45 or NC50. So what I do is I take one pump of NC45, and I don't have a pump for this one yet. I gotta get one. And I'm just gonna dab out some of that NC50. That'll do it. That's good. And then I just blend them together. So this is my BFF when it comes to my foundation, the Beauty Blender. Oh my god, I love this. I'm not even gonna go on about how much I love this because you should already know, because everybody else raves about it, but just know I love it so much. And I'm just going to pounce it onto my face back and forth. Whatever's left on the bottom half of my face, I just go over around my mouth where my smile lines are, just so I won't create any creasing, because when you put a lot of product on an area that is prone to creasing, it's going to crease. So I go on my forehead and okay, so next I conceal and highlight. I go back and forth between two concealers. My number one concealer is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, and I use color NC45. But I also really love the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. And I use this when I want more of a natural look. But today we are going to be using the Pro Longwear because we want that perfected look. So I'm going to be taking about a pump and a half. And then I make sure I go out because I really like for my concealer to really lift my face. Alright, so next I'm going to take the pointed side of the Beauty Blender and I'm just going to blend it out. And then since I have some smoky bottom lash going on, I'm going to get really close, but I'm not going to cover that up. And then I also blend it into my hairline, just because I can't stand when you can see people's highlight, like, because it's not that blended. Like, I can't stand that. So once I do my under eyes, I do the rest of my face because I don't like when my concealer dries too fast. So I'm going to do one more pump and I'm going to highlight the rest of my face. I like to get down the center of my face because I have a very long face and I have a big forehead. So I like to make sure that I proportion my forehead to make it not look as big. And then I just blend it outwards, up and out. And being careful around the brows. And then if I feel like I have too much of a highlight up there, I take the flat side of my beauty blender and just go over it with that foundation I still have left to blend it out even more. Alright, so next we're gonna bake, or whatever the girls are calling it these days. What I use to bake is the Sasha Buttercup Setting Powder, which y'all probably know is the bomb. And I also use a sponge. This is like a little cosmetic wedge, and I just dip it in there, blow off a little bit of the excess, and pack it on right under my eye, right where I had that contour. I mean, right where I had that highlight. Ooh, that's how I got a lot. And then I go along my forehead and my nose and down on my chin. Alright, so now I'm just going to dust it away. I literally wait like as soon as I'm done putting the powder all over the rest of my face. I just take it right off. Alright, so next is contouring. Like I said, I'm not a really big contour girl, simply because I have a very defined face already. I don't know if you guys can see through the camera, especially on this side. I have a natural contour to my face, and I'm using the Black Opal Stick Foundation. Oh, it's disgusting, y'all. I'm sorry. This is the Black Opal Stick Foundation. And then I do a tad bit of contouring on my nose, just a tad. And then I do get a little bit more generous on my forehead because I told y'all I got this 5 head going on. So I do want to get a little bit, you know, a little bit more generous with the contour. But I like my 5 head, okay? So now I'm just going to blend everything out. And I make sure I blend into my hairline. I like to get my forehead first. Alright, so for my nose contour, I'm just going to take, this is an Estee Lauder sculpting foundation brush, number 2 I think. And it's like one of those like cool looking brushes. And I just blend my nose contour out with this just because I feel like it really keeps the line straight when I'm blending out my nose contour. I'm using the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Dark. I've been using this for years. Like, this is my powder, okay? Getting too excited. So my favorite bronzer brush is the Real Techniques blush brush. I do use this for blush, but I've been using it for bronzer the most. And the bronzer I use currently right now is the CoverGirl Queen Collection bronzer in Ebony Bronze. Just go right over my contour. I don't make it in one controlled area because I have put that contour right there, and then I hit my forehead, my jawline. I like a very natural, subtle highlight. I just want to look glowy and I want to look healthy. So that's why I love the Betty Luminizer for that. Ooh, child, look at that. Alright, so the last thing that I do is I put a setting spray on top of everything. Recently, I have been obsessed and loving this new setting spray called Tatcha. Alright y'all, that's it for my foundation routine. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!